Oh. Okay, fab. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's opportunity call. So my name is Emma Snedden. I am going to talk to you tonight a little bit about our products, but I'm going to focus mostly on the business opportunity. The products are a no-brainer. I started taking them back in 2013 as a busy mum. I fell in love with the products first personally, and that was why I joined the business. But you don't have to take the products first. You can actually join the business and start the products at the same time. It really doesn't make any difference. I would definitely recommend that you do take the products, whether you're in the business or not, or whether you join the business or not. Everybody needs good nutrition, and this is the simplest, easiest, most affordable way to get incredibly effective nutrition into your body, into your children, into your partner, your loved ones, every single day for less than the cost of a Costa coffee, which frankly, isn't good for you anyway. So I'll touch on the products a little bit as we go through the presentation. How tonight is going to run is I'll tell you a little bit about how the business works, what it is, what it isn't. I probably won't answer every single question that you might have. So make a note of anything that you aren't sure about, any questions that you've got. And then when we're finished, just go back to the person who invited you on the call tonight and they'll fill in any gaps, because I want to keep it really short and keep it tight. We've got a few girls who are going to share their stories tonight as well. So you'll hear a little bit from me, and then 2 or 3 minutes from 3 or 4 people who are in the business themselves. We're going to focus tonight particularly around people who are busy, people who've got a lot on. I actually think at the minute everybody feels busy, right? I don't know anybody who's really sitting around twiddling their thumbs. I think a lot of us are homeschooling, a lot of us are working full-time still, and just juggling life, right? So this business is designed for you, right? It's designed for busy people to be successful. It doesn't really matter what you've got going on. You fit this into the nooks and crannies of the day. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, maybe a bit in the morning before work, maybe a bit in the evening when the kids are gone to bed, whenever or wherever you choose. And it's always about what you choose to do, when you choose to do it. This is your business, it's your franchise. If you decide to get involved, you decide when you work, you decide when you do it, you decide when you don't do it, but you do it in an environment of support, right, where there's tons and tons of people to help you, to hold your hand, to answer your questions. So you're in business for yourself, but absolutely not by yourself. And when I looked at this first back in 2013, that was one of the things that I absolutely loved about it. It gave me the opportunity to be independent. It gave me the opportunity to stand on my own 2 feet, to have my own business, to live my life my way, but within a framework of massive support and people who've kind of tread that path before us. So you've got literally absolutely nothing to be scared about, nothing to be worried about, and nothing to be apprehensive about. I understand it can feel a little bit like that at first because it's a little bit unknown, but everybody feels like that at the beginning, and the quicker you just jump in and get started, the easier it is. So I came across this, as I said, back in 2013. At that time, I was working 100 hours a week at a corporate job. My kids were little. I've got 3 children. They were 15, 3 and 5. So the elder one was a little bit older, obviously, but the little ones were at home and nursery and primary school and stuff. And I was just really, really, really time poor. My husband was working really long hours as well in his job, and we were just ships that passed in the night. We didn't spend any time together. I really didn't spend any time with my children that was quality time either. They were at school or at nursery. We tried to cram all our life into weekends, and they were getting older and older, and I was starting to realize I was missing out on loads of stuff. This might be familiar to some of you guys, and I know a lot of us have got our kids at home at the moment as well, but it's not the same if you've got to work and you've got deadlines and pressure on you and you're trying to look after your kids at home as well. And it's just, life was a little bit stressful and a little bit pressured. So when I came across a business opportunity, I definitely said no. I was like, forget it, absolutely not. I have not got time to run a business. I can barely run my life, never mind try and add something else into it. So I totally understand if that's where you're at and you're thinking, oh my God, I literally cannot fit anything else in, then this is absolutely the business for you, because it is, as I said earlier, it is designed for people who are very busy to be successful. So I will touch on how it works and why that is as I go through my story. So my friend said to me what I've just said to you, which is this is a business designed for busy people. And the reason for that is a couple of things. Number one, it's word of mouth marketing, right? You take the products, you feel the benefit, and you share that with other people, online and offline. That really is what the business is, what the job is, if you want to call it that, right? So you take the product, feel the benefits, which you will, and there are so many benefits of feeling good, looking good, liking what you see in the mirror, filling your body full of nutrition. If you are taking the products at the minute and you felt a benefit, or 1 or 2 benefits or more, maybe pop in the chat what your product benefits have been so that people can have a little look through that. When I talk through the rest of the business, that would be really helpful. So you take the product, you feel the benefit, and you share that with other people online and offline, which we do anyway, don't we? Like, we all the time recommend stuff to people constantly. I know I do. I definitely, if I have a new, you know, if I find a new nail technician that I like, I share that with people. If I find a hairdresser that I like, I'll share that with people. If I find a restaurant that I like, I'll tell everybody about that. A film that I've watched, I'll tell everybody about that. People are always looking for, what are you doing? What are you experiencing? What are you using? And it's how we make decisions about the products that we use, the places that we visit, all sorts of things. So this is a business model that is wrapped around something that we all do already, which is recommend things to our friends and family, right? So you're already doing it. And I absolutely love the fact that I could make money for doing something that I was already doing. So taking the products, feeling the benefit, and sharing that with other people. And then the other side of that, or the other part of it, is joining the business, feeling the benefits of that, which you will, and sharing that with other people as well, online and offline, right? So whether you're going to earn a few £100 a month or a few £1,000 a month or more than that, whatever, you know, wherever you, and that again is your choice, it's all about the effort that you put in, then you literally are able to share that opportunity with other people, like we're sharing it with you now. So if you earn a few hundred, like if some people earn maybe, you know, if you earn £300 a month or €300 a month from doing this, you're going to earn £3,500 a year. That's a good holiday. It's a nice Christmas. So it might even be part of your rent paid or something like that. So that's kind of like the startup end of the scale, if you like. That was kind of where I was at the beginning. I was like, oh, if I can earn £200-300 a month, that would be amazing. Maybe even £500 a month, which would be £6,000 a year. Additional income coming into our home, right? Because you do this around your job or around your family or whatever else you've got going on at the moment. So I only started at that level, right? I love the products. I took them anyway, and I was telling everybody about them. And everybody was asking me, you know, my skin was good, my dropped a bit of weight that I wanted to do. So everybody was like, oh my God, Emma, what are you doing? You've got all this energy. Take this product. What is it? It's called Juice Plus. How do I get it? My friend can get it for you. So I was sending all these people to John to get the product. And then I joined the business. And instead of sending people to John to get the product, people were still asking me, I was still sharing it with people online and offline. I just processed those orders myself. And this is the second part of why this works for busy people. Because you are not handling any money. You are not going to the post office. You're not ordering product, getting it delivered to your house, separating it all out into different patches and going to the post office and posting it, or driving around people's houses and dropping off. We don't do any of that. If you do not want to leave your house at all, you can build a successful organization with the Juice Plus company, right? You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do any deliveries of any description. You're not handling any money. You're not manufacturing anything. You're not warehousing anything. So all the donkey work of owning your own business, done for you, right? For the price of a night out, not even a good night out. It's £50 to join. That's it. £50 to own your own business, and the company, for that money, they do everything for you. All of the boring stuff, all of the time consuming stuff, all of the difficult stuff, all of the stressful stuff, that's all taken care of by the company for you. So all we have to do as distributors is tell other people about it, share the product with people, share the business opportunity. So it's absolutely amazing, and it's so simple to do. And for me, that was a big thing. You know, I was working 100 hours a week. As I said, if I had to go to the post office at the end of the day, let me tell you now, 8 years I've been doing this, I would not be sitting here now. It would never have got started. I would never have got anywhere, because I just didn't have time to do that. But actually, I did the entire thing, and you can too, on your mobile phone, which I would imagine you probably either got in your hand or is within arm's distance of where you're sitting right now, right? So if you're on social media anyway, if you're on your Facebook anyway, on your Instagram anyway, maybe on your Twitter, your LinkedIn, whatever, if you're on there anyway, you might as well be making money from it. So that was what I saw. That was the thing that I thought, well, do you know what? If I can make a few £100 a month, why not? Why would I not? So I jumped in with both feet. It's incredibly simple to do, right? It's even easier now than it was then in terms of the simplicity of it, because there wasn't Zoom and there wasn't Facebook Live, and it was a little bit more unusual for people to have an online business. Now it's 2021. It's almost like unusual not to have an online business or some sort of second income stream. I think more people do than don't now. And so I feel it's compared to what it was like when I started in 2013, this is like an open door for you guys. You literally just have to jump in and get involved. So I started with this really small ambitions. Like, I just wanted to earn a bit of extra cash for Christmas. That was it. And in my first month, I earned just under £500, £487, and I've never earned any less than that since. And that's, like I said, 8 years ago. In my second month, I earned just over £1,000, 1,013 in my second month, my second full month in the business. And I've never earned any less than that since either. And as I said, that's 8 years ago. That was March 2013. And anybody can do the same. I literally just fell in love with the products and recommended them to everybody. Everybody I knew was tired. Everybody I knew was looking to drop a dress size. Everybody I knew had an ache or a pain. Everybody I knew was skipping breakfast. Like, so many people don't look after their health, and this is a really simple, easy, effective, affordable way to help people to do that. So I just started to kind of network on purpose, share it with people a bit more deliberately, and put the orders through myself. And I love the team building side of it. You know, you can build a team, you can have customers anywhere in the world in which we operate, because you're not doing any deliveries. So if you've got friends in Abu Dhabi and they want to order the product, you can order it through you and you get paid for that. If you've got friends in Canada that want to order the product, they can order the product and you get paid for that. They can join the team with you and you get paid for the orders that they put through as well. So you can actually build a business, a global business, in your pajamas if you want to, which I think is more common than not at the moment. We're all sitting at home in our jammies or slouch pants all day. So you can build an online global business from home, but also when the world opens up again. You know, most of the time that I've done this business has been in normal world, and it's been around, you know, I've built my business while the kids have been swimming and I've been watching them do that. I've built my business while I've been sitting in traffic with the engine off. I've been doing that, sitting in car parks, waking up the kids up from school. And I built it alongside my full-time job for the first 12 months. So before I bring the girls on to share their stories, I'll just kind of wrap up mine. So I did this completely alongside my full-time job for the first 12 months. So my 100-hour-a-week job was here, and I just started to build a Juice Plus franchise alongside it. Nooks and crannies of the day, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Half an hour here. When the kids are going to bed at night, maybe a bit more in the evening, just sharing the concept with people, sharing the opportunity with people, talking to people on my social media. By the end of 2013, in fact, October 2013, I had matched my full-time income, my monthly full-time income in my corporate job. This took me 15 years. This took me 6 months, 8 months. So I just kept on going and kept on going and kept on going, kept on building it, kept on sharing it. I actually absolutely love it. It's never felt like a working day in my life doing this. I absolutely love it. By the end of 2013, I was earning double part-time doing this as I was in my full-time career. So I made a decision at that point that I didn't want to do my full-time career anymore. I wanted to spend more time at home with my kids, and that's exactly what I did. So from the start of 2014, I've been a work from home mum. I work a couple of hours a day. I work around the kids instead of them having to work around me. I was able to retire my husband from his full-time job as well. So he's been a stay-at-home dad now for 7 years. He actually retrained as a personal trainer because he wanted to, and he does that kind of when he feels like it, when the gyms are open, which they aren't at the moment. So it's just given us choices, and it's given us time freedom, and it's given us like family life that we never had before, and we definitely wouldn't have had. And you know, my little ones now are, my little boy's 11 this week and my daughter's 13, and I would have missed out on so much of them growing up if it wasn't for this. And the way the world is at the minute, I do not know how I would have coped with the whole in and out of school thing and the working full time and all of that. It just blows my mind how people are doing that at the moment. But our life has been relatively stress-free for the last, certainly for the last 7 years, and even in the last 12 months when a lot of people have got, you know, understandably a lot of stress going on. We don't have any of the financial stress, we don't have any of the time stress, we're at home anyway. So yes, we've got the normal stress of, you know, the situation, but it's not a difficult situation for us from a family dynamic point of view. So that's what this business can do for you. It'll give you choices, it gives you freedom. If you want to earn a small additional income to help pay the bills, totally cool, we can help you do that. If you want to earn the really big money, that, you know, there's £120,000 worth of bonuses you can get. If you want to do that, we can help you do that as well. It's totally up to you. You tell us what you want to do and we'll help you get it. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell from me. I'm going to move on to share, ask some of the girls just for 2 or 3 minutes each to share what their story is, what their vision for the future is, why they recommend the business specifically for busy people. So I'm going to move on just in the order I can see you. So Susanna, I'm going to get you up first if that's okay, because you are the first person I can see on my screen. There we go. Hi, let me unmute you. Hey. Hello, my darling. So I'm sorry, I know I just jumped on you at the last minute and said, oh, can you share your story? But you're a busy teacher, yeah. You're head of department. So tell me, how are you fitting this business in around your life, and why do you recommend it to other people?
Okay, so yeah, I'm Susanna. I've been in the business just over 2 years now. It was 2 years at the beginning of November. And obviously I'm a teacher. I am quite new to head of department. It's been it'll be 12 months next month. And even from transitioning just to a normal classroom teacher into a head of department, having this business hasn't changed anything for me. It hasn't increased my workload. It hasn't given me any more stress. But what it's done for me is it's given me more of a social life than I ever had before. And that's why I love it. You know, as teachers, we're very busy. We take a lot of work home with us. We're often working in front of the TV. We don't actually get any downtime or social time to do anything. But what I love is we can sit on Zoom like this and do this business, and we're always at the click of a finger on our phone. And you know, lots of people say, oh, but I don't have time to do that. You know, when I'm talking to other teachers, I don't have time to do that because I'm marking or I want downtime. But you don't feel like you're working. It's just so fun building relationships with people and helping them get to their goal. And the reason I love it is we become teachers because we want to help, right? We want to improve people's lives so much more, and we get to do this but with another age group. We get to do it with adults as well. So that's why I absolutely love it. But also, you know, we're sat in front of the TV, and when we're having our downtime, we're scrolling on Facebook, we're connecting with friends, and you know, we're posting about different things. So why not get paid for that? And it was just a no-brainer for me. And also the products did so much for me. You know, I had really bad joint pain and bad skin, and all of that is really, really cleared up now. And it's really, really helped me to have a better quality of life. I mean, as a teacher, literally I had next to no energy, but now I'm up at 8:20, you know, bursting with energy, absolutely loving it, connecting with hundreds of people a day. And yeah, I absolutely wouldn't change it. And I'm so excited for this next year because honestly, you have a lot more time than you think. And yeah, just jump in head first because you really won't regret it.
Amazing, thank you so much. I'm so glad it's going well for you. I know you've got like a hectic, busy life, but you're always like, you know, full of energy. And interestingly, one of the things people always used to say to me is like, how do you find the time? How do you find the time to fit it in? And the product actually gave me the time, because rather than coming home from work and feeling totally exhausted and just sitting on the sofa, I came home from work at the end of the day and I was really excited to get into my business, and you know, really excited to do it. I had so much energy going to the gym at 6 in the morning and then working on my business in the evening, sort of 7 till 11 at night, and the product gave me that energy to do that. That was the biggest thing that I noticed, was my energy levels increased so much. So thank you so much for sharing your story, Susanna. I really appreciate it. I'm going to bring on Sarah next. Let me just do this. We need multitasking here, hold on. Right, I'm going to bring on Sarah next because you're the next person I can see. I'll just unmute you, hopefully. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah,
there we are. So again, the same question to you really. Tell us a little bit about what this business is doing for you as a busy working mum, and recently obviously being made redundant. So how's that working out for you now, and why do you recommend this to other people?
Yeah, sure. So hi everyone, my name's Sarah. I've been doing this for 5 years now. So originally started around my full-time job, and it just fitted in really easily into the nooks and crannies of my day. Like Emma just said, like the products really helped me. So before I started on the products, I was going to bed at like 8 o'clock in the evening, if that, and like very quickly I noticed that I was able to stay up past 10 o'clock, which was incredible. So it just gave me that extra time back as well. So just built this up around my full-time job, just naturally sharing it with everyone because I felt so amazing, and I just built up a nice income. So it just fitted into my day. I could just do a little bit before work in the morning, and then once my little girl was in bed in the evening, I'd do a little bit more, and I basically gave up playing Candy Crush just to do this instead. So it's been amazing for us. It was able to give us like just a bit of freedom each month, just to be able to go and treat ourselves, whether that be to meals out or days out and things like that, to put towards holidays. I built up a really nice income. So then COVID's come along. As Emma said, I was made redundant, but luckily for me, I was able to do this around Olivia in the Garden, and I've built it up to earn more than I did in my full-time job. So it was amazing. So because I've been able to do that, I haven't had the stress to have to go and find another job, which I'm so bloody grateful for now, especially like this lockdown with homeschooling and everything. Like hats off to everyone that's having to work at home and have kids as well. So like it's totally taken the pressure off for me, and like I just love the fact that I'm getting to do this around Olivia at home, earning a full-time income, and not doing it full-time as well. So I just want to share it with as many people as I can, just so that others can see that there is something out there.
Amazing, thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah, totally agree. And it's sometimes we don't realize. I didn't realize there was other stuff out there when I was like Groundhog Day go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, go to work, go home, go to bed. Sometime try and spend some time with the kids, try and be a parent, try and be a wife, try and fit the gym in. Like, that was life. It was just this treadmill. I didn't realize there was another thing out there, and this whole world just opened up to us when I found Juice Plus. I was like, oh my god, this is it. I wasn't even looking for something else. It just kind of landed in my lap, and exactly the same. So I was so happy for you when, you know, you've been made redundant but you haven't had to go and get another job. I think it's absolutely incredible, and I just, you know, the more people we can help to have that outcome, I think, is amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time to share your story. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to move on to Lorraine now, because Lorraine is actually still working full time. So I wanted to make sure that we had your story on as well. Let me just add you. I think I'm going to unmute you there. So yeah, hi Lorraine. A lot of the times on these calls we talk about people that are not working, but you're still working full time. You've been doing the business a couple of years. So how are you juggling? You're a mum as well. How are you juggling life and kids and job and working from home and fitting this in as well?
Yeah, well, I choose to, as I say, so I'm at home doing full-time hours over 4 days, obviously working from home now since the pandemic, and obviously my husband's night shift, so he skips away nicely at 5 o'clock and leaves me to the house and, you know, all the stuff that we like get left with. So my girls are now 6, they're twins. So what I choose to do is, I've always wanted, I like this anyway, I get up a wee bit early in the morning, do some stuff for me, you know, have my coffee, have my me time, build some of my business before I start work at 8. Lunchtime's just a quick look at my Facebook, probably have a wee nosy because I don't get a long lunch. And this kind of time now that they've calmed down and going to bed, I just kind of start again. So a few things like the girls have said, doesn't feel like work. I've got to stress that to everybody. It's not like I'm like finished and go, oh, I've got to do this now. It does not feel like that. It doesn't feel, I don't want to say too much because obviously I'm still at the moment a full-time employer, but there's a lot of stress when you're at a normal job with staff and all that. You don't have this. You know, I do what suits me. It's fun, it's exciting. Don't get that in a lot of normal jobs either, because there's not any bonuses, you know, it is what it is, and that's fine. What I would say is design, the business is designed for busy people. You know, if I can do it, if Sarah can do it, if we all can do it, it just fits in to suit your current commitments, really. And yet, you know, a few things as well, like the sense of community. It's not just about you feeling good, helping others feel good, all of this amazing, and the money obviously, but the sense of community that we've got going on, I just think is vital right now. People are isolated, people are lonely, people are just looking for new friends. You know, and all this as well. So I've got to say right now that's came right up to the forefront. But yeah, guys, if you're listening, it's 50 quid. You have honestly got nothing to lose, and you do not understand what you can gain. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Lorraine. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I know you've got your hands full at home with the kids and everything as well. So yeah, a great example of just showing what's possible if you really want to do something, and that's the thing. I'm going to move on to Kelly, and while I bring Kelly on, the other thing for me was when I remember looking back at my life and thinking, I'm really busy, I've got all this stuff going on and blah, 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 and I kind of used it as an excuse or a reason why I didn't do stuff. I can't do that because I haven't got time. I can't do that because I haven't got time. And this business was, I can't do this because I haven't got time. And actually, I remember somebody saying to me, how long are you going to let that go on for? How long are you going to allow that to be the situation where you can't do stuff because either you can't afford it or I mean, we weren't too bad about money, but we had no time. So I was constantly saying to the kids, you can't have your friends over after school because I'm working. You can't do this because I've got to work, or, you know, you get your shoes on, get your shoes on, get your shoes. We were always busy, like always in a rush. And it was this business that enabled me to change that situation. So sometimes you've got to add something in to give yourself freedom to do other things. And now I don't have any of that too busy stuff. I can literally choose when I work, when I don't, what I do, what I don't, and who I do it with. And I have the joy and pleasure of doing this with Kelly every single day. And I know you were a teacher when you joined, so tell us a little bit about your story, Kelly.
Hey, so I actually got to escape to the office today for the first time in weeks, and it was one of those moments where I danced out the door, and that doesn't happen very often to me. This business, it has been through so many situations with me. So when I started 7 years ago, I was a teacher. I was working with a new baby. I was always running out the door. I was always running back in again. And it was just stress. And I knew I wanted something else, but I didn't know what my options were. And then this business presented it to myself. I kind of fell over it. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't know it was there. It just happened. And it gave me extra options, but without the extra workload. Like the girls have said, it just fitted in. And since then, I've had an extra child. So I've had a maternity leave. I've been made redundant. I've been furloughed. And this business has gone through all that with me. And now I work part-time in an office. And that's my choice. And it's just been there with me at the back all the time. And the things that it's given me is never missing a moment with my little boy. So when he was born, I stopped working and I was able to stay at home and be with him and work this business alongside and not have to panic about going back to work and rushing. And he left me to go to school. And now I'm leaving them to go to work because I need to get out of the house in 5 minutes. But it's that choice and that option. And it's time to look after me as well. Like the girls have already said, it is fun. It is a brilliant community. I mean, I've lost weight with these products. I've had so much fun in the groups. We've travelled. It just gives you more yes time and more me time, and that for me is priceless.
And amazing hair. Your hair looks like longer and more shiny than I think I've ever seen it, so that's obviously another thing.
It's like Rapunzel hair at the minute. It just keeps getting longer.
It's really lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Kelly. I really, really appreciate mermaid hair. Absolutely. That is one of the things that the product is. A lot of people will tell you, like, that their hair and the skin and the nails and everything is really, I know my hair is like much longer and thicker than it's ever been. My skin is really, really clear, and you can't put a price on how looking good. And do you know what? When you like what you see in the mirror, everything else goes a little bit better, doesn't it? You know, when you like what you look like and you feel good and maybe drop a little bit of weight that you might want to lose, the rest of your life just gets a little bit better. You're a little bit calmer, a little bit. And then if you change the financial situation as well, everything gets better again, right? You know, if you're not worried about bills, you're not scared of envelopes, you know that the like little things, but things like the boiler will maybe break and you're not like having to completely disseminate your savings to sort that out if you've got any at all. And for me, like, that's what I'm going to wrap up with, really, is just that we often talk about what this business can do for you, which is like just tenfold. There's so many different things, and I could get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people all over the world that are in the Juice Plus company that could share their stories with you, and they're all, you know, positive experiences of small additional incomes right through to like crazy amounts of money that you probably couldn't even get your head around. But I always think about what happens if you don't do it? Like, if you decide not to get involved, or you decide not to make any changes, and you just carry on living your life the way that it is right now, what happens then? And when I looked at my life, I wasn't unhappy. I didn't have a bad life. I had a good life, right? I had a good job and good, you know, like good, but it wasn't enough. Like, I had no time freedom. I had no light at the end of the tunnel. I had 4 weeks holiday a year. So I was like, what happens if I don't do this? Well, nothing happens. That just stays the same. Whereas if I do this, there's an opportunity for me to change all that. There's an opportunity for me to be the mum who can say, yeah, you can have your kids, you know, the kids can have their friends over after school. There's an opportunity for me to be able to say to my husband on his 39th birthday, you don't have to work anymore, you can hand in your notice if you want, which I did. There's an opportunity for me to come and live in Ireland, which I always wanted to do, and I never would have been able to do that while I was working for somebody else. And we literally just made a decision in March 2019, and we moved like a few weeks later, because I just picked up my phone and off we went. And just if for things to change in our lives, we've got to change. We've got to do something different. So even if you're not convinced about what this could do for you, right? Even if you're not sure what it could do for you, have a think about what happens if you don't do anything, if you don't make any changes, because that's the only surefire way that nothing's going to change, isn't it? If we don't change anything. So the only way that you're ever going to know what this could do for you is to jump in with both feet and give it a shot. And as the girls have said, you've got absolutely nothing to lose. We will hold your hand, we'll support you, we'll help you every step of the way. And who knows what 2021 could look like at the end if you just give this everything you've got for 12 months, like we did, and like lots of other people do too. So have a fantastic evening. Please feel free to share. This call is on every single Wednesday night, so feel free to invite anybody onto it. We also do calls on and off through the week, so if you want to get on another one or you want to invite somebody on, as I said, go back to the person who invited you on this call, just say I'm in. You might as well, right? What we've got to lose? Nothing at all, and potentially everything to gain. Thank you to all of my speakers. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to share your story, and I'll see you all hopefully next week, if not before. Have a good evening. Bye for now.